Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome back to more Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm Liz. If you've been following the series from the beginning and you want the latest about what's going on in it, by all means, I would appreciate a subscribe to the channel. Then you get the most up-to-date information about what's going on straight to your sub box. Although, most people on YouTube these days don't get anything from their sub box. They get it all from the YouTube algorithm, in which case, great. If you want to support the channel, take a look at the links in the description. That is the channel Twitter, or my Twitter, and my Discord, where you can see all kinds of updates about what's going on. Also, all those fancy, dandy things that you can do, like becoming YouTube members and all those kinds of things, are just icing on the cake. Last time, we got into Varnhold Vanishing. Varnhold Vanishing is... I'm going to guesstimate here. I'm not actually 100... Like, I haven't actually done the math, but I'm going to guesstimate it's approximately... Depending on how you play the game and how quickly you hammer through core content, and how much you don't hammer through core content, anywhere between 20 and 33% of the way through the game. I think technically in the pen and paper, I personally call Varnhold Vanishing Act 4, the beginning of Act 4. Not necessarily true, though. I believe in the pen and paper module, Varnhold Vanishing is actually the second half of Act 3. The first half of Act 3 is that whole Womb of Lamashtu thing that we just took care of, and Varnhold Vanishing is the second half of Act 3. I think, according to like the actual pen and paper module. There's 6 acts in the pen and paper module. So yeah, I would call it approximately 20 to 33% through the game, depending on your playstyle and how quickly you hammer through these things. It also marks a point where you probably want to start adventuring again. You probably want to get on this quest as soon as you get it, because there are now going to be, just like previous things, time penalties if you don't get stuff done. A little bit of a drop. Ooh, YouTube. YouTube, why you having so much trouble keeping up? Wowzers. Okay, well, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go. And if this continues to happen, if YouTube continues to have issues, we're gonna have to save and we'll revisit. But for the time being, as I was saying, you're going to have issues if you don't proceed with Varnhold Vanishing at this point. You're going to have some time problems. This is also probably a good idea to do the Varnhold DLC. I own it. I have never done the Varnhold DLC. I'm not going to do it right now. Oh well, whatever rewards we would get from it, I guess we're just going to have to wait and get another time. Yeah, we're having some serious connection issues with YouTubes today. Hopefully they balance themselves out. So let's leave. We are going with ourselves. We're taking Amiri with us. I think it's personally, I would recommend having Amiri with you for this section of the game. We're going to face a lot of barbarians coming up, and she actually is a bonus to us going forward for a little bit. I don't think there's really any other importance of bringing other people with us right now. I will say that I'm entering the part of the game now where I've really only played through it like maybe twice, as opposed to like 15 times I've done the earlier parts of the game. So, well, I am going to be aware of what's going on. I'm not going to be like, Master, I know exactly how to deal with this situation at all times. I'm going to let this YouTube thing go for a little bit. And if we're having problems still in like 5 or 10 minutes, we might just have to... victory! We might just have to wait until the future. So we have a Dwemer Wyvern here. I want to delay poison, but I'm not going to. Watch it be a huge mistake. Looks like we're good. Skin in and go, ladies and gentlemen. 3882. Okay. No, still happening. That is Survivor 70 as well, which is good for us. Continue, Octavia. Continue. Alright, so we're heading to Varnhold now. We're going to investigate what's going on. We have been to Varnhold before. If you remember, previously they would escort us to Varnhold whenever we tried to get here. They're not going to do that this time. It's going to be up to us to get there by our oncems.
Need to catch my breath.
Let's do a good old rest here. Looks good. Shallow Gulch. Yes, yes, yes. Right now, though, we want to go to Varnhold. I'm kind of surprised. Like, there is... Is it the Rotten Cave? Is that what I need to go to after? No, it's not called the Rotten Cave. I think it's like the Overgrown Cavern or something. And it's down here to the southeast of Varnhold. I'm surprised I can't actually see it from here. Like, our perception is so good. We're spotting things, like, nice and nice out in the distance. Let's go, Varnhold. So nobody picked us up to escort us this time. Jeez, what's going on? So if you recall, the Eldori, Jamon the Eldori sent us a letter saying that they need us to investigate Varnhold because something's happening. There's nobody here, apparently. We are going to sexplore this entire map if possible. And there are some perception checks. The house is empty. There are some perception checks to sort of see what's going on. I think there's like birds on the roofs or something like that, and we can check out what's happening. This 7,070 frames now. Whatever's, we've already looted this chest, so we don't need to worry about it.
Trail me.
Whatever is going on with YouTube's connections tonight, I'm not pleased with it. Still smells of spilt ale, but we can't go in. What blasphemy is this? There are a few things that are new that we can loot here, so we will loot the new things. Northeast rest stop 40 miles, Varnhold Fort, Mountain Pass 12 miles. I don't remember which buildings have clues by them, like have the perception check clues and all that kind of nonsense. Alright.
Here comes distance. I believe I've found something.
The door of the merchant's house lies open. Inside is chaos. And there are spriggans here. As we can see.
Done.
A sling staff. Oh, that's Vengeance of the Meek. Right. That is exotic proficiency because it's a sling staff. Strength enhancement +2, so it's a +2 with Giant Bane. Alright, I have that extra dragon scale too. Nice. Add your strength bonus to damage with a bow. So yeah, okay, so it's like a composite bow. It allows you to add your strength bonus to it as a sling staff.
Forwards! No,
Hey,
no,
Spriggans.
Backwards!
Nice to see you.
This suffering. Die! Die! Die!
You can die. You can all die.
Like that.
Oh, that was just brutal. I'm sorry, Spriggans. I'm very sorry. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, Varnhold, though. I've just smattered Spriggan blood all over you. So we're going to find some more Spriggans here. We're going to find some Spriggans in the fortress as well when we get up to there eventually. 8,171. We got to pay attention to that number. So we've already gotten ourselves, what was it, Heart of Ira or whatever? I mean, I'm carrying it, aren't I? No, I must have put it in our stash. That was up here originally. Fisherman's house has been plundered. All the fishnets and tools are gone. Perception. There is a giant freaking bird here.
I'm glad to help.
Big black bird is watching your every move. Yeah. What was the DC on this, out of curiosity? 18. And I have 30 modifier. Yeah, no, we're not going to miss any of those.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
We've been stable for the last couple of minutes, so I'm pretty pleased with that. So there's a big black bird here, mysteriously. But other than that, the people of Varnhold seem to have vanished. We've already read this sign. Let's continue exploring. We're not going to go over to the fort yet. This is the ford to the fort. We're not going to head there just yet. We're going to keep exploring some... Oh, lore. Right, giant trails, right? Numerous tracks, humanoid, both small and gigantic, to and from the fort. Spriggans, perhaps? Hehe, Spriggans?
Step, step, step!
I don't remember how many Spriggan groups there are actually in this map, but we shall see. There is some new loot, though, here, since the last time we were in Varnhold, so it is worth actually sexploring the whole map here. Right, Raven's Horns. I remember those. Hey, I've got magic weapons. You can eat a dick. So if for some reason you don't have magic weapons at this point in the game, you could be fireballing these guys instead. Swarms, you really want area of attack. Like, people will tell you, for swarms you need area of attack. That's not exactly true. Early in the game, when you don't have access to magic weapons, yes, you need area of attack. But at this point, magic weapons will handle it no problem. Grain litters the ground around the former granary. Sacks used to hold supplies have been torn apart and emptied, and bones and other leftovers are scattered in the dirt.
Becomes distance.
Our good buddy Rat is still over here, though, so that's kind of cool. We've got the graveyard still. Killed by a tree. One less fledgling woodcutter. He never finished that bridge. We've, he only killed villains. Yes, we've already read these. At least we read he only killed villains. I don't know if I read any of the other ones previously. There's nothing special new about that, but check it out. It's another bird. The bird is totally not the word, ladies and gents. Temple of Erasteel is empty and dark. Is this really a temple, or is this more just like a tiny little shrine, really? Anyway, huge raven is watching you closely. It seems it has been following you ever since you left the fisherman's house. DC 20, I mean, our plus 30 modifiers totally got that covered. And yeah, YouTube seems to be stabilizing itself now, so we're okay. We could take all their vegetables now. This woman isn't here to tell us not to step on the crops anymore, so let's step all over the crops too. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there was supposed to be more new loot in here. We got the scythe last time. I feel like there's supposed to be a suit of armor or something that you get in here that I wouldn't use anyway because it's like hide armor, I think. But, yeah. What was this? Owner didn't lock it when leaving their home. Okay. Well, we have investigated Varnhold's exterior here. Let's head over to the fort. We actually haven't gone up to the fort. We never went up this way previously. I think maybe we came like this far, but we didn't go very much further than this. I believe if we sneak behind it, we can get a relic, but it's just one of those money ones. It's not a story relic or anything. Alternatively, we can go right in the gate. Which is an option, I suppose.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Alright, we could go to the stockade. I feel like we could have done something over there. You can make out voices behind the fort's walls. Oh, it's on the next map. That's it. It's on the next map that we have to do our stuffs. Okay. Well, let's head to the stockade, ladies and gents. Like I say, we're now at the point of the game where I've only done this stuff like once or twice. At this point, like twice before. So I don't know like literally every inside and outside detail about everything. I just sort of know the general trend about what we need to be doing here.
Time becomes distance.
Let's take a look around and scouty about, though. Because good things are good, and we like good things. Before we have to go kill ourselves some more spriggans.
We will prevail.
I'll cut you.
How many? Speaking of, actually, now that we see ourselves fighting some war, what I should probably do is give me a delay poison communal
What's the hold-up?
and a see invisibility communal,
Forwards! No,
and that would be a dead
backwards.
spriggan. Carved figurines, some diamond dust, that's nice, I suppose. I mean, if we're fighting wargs, we probably want to be able to see the invisible. That would be pretty useful to us, and we should never be on a map that we expect to be on for an extended period of time without delay poison communal on. It's just mandatory, basically. This is Pathfinder.
Wait for me there.
We should just have it on all the time. It is completely mandatory. Okay, this is where you can sneak in. It is just on this other map, and we could get a... what is that? Rustlanda coin. I think we start getting a different kind of coin soon, too. Anyway. I can't... It doesn't actually give me the circle that says, like, a type of check for this. I actually have to click on it to do it. And I don't necessarily want to do that yet. That's to sneak in here. I kind of just want to go right in the front door. We have to fight some spriggans if we go right in the front door. Hey, spriggan.
I crave for adventure.
Do you want to die?
I wish there was another way. Your head.
Yup. He wanted to die.
To arms.
So they all use size
I'll
alteration,
fight if
but
I
I
have
couldn't
to.
see them yet. So we are in battle with multiple targets here. Hey, rogue.
Repent. Where'd the attack commence?
Yeah. These spriggans got nothing. I will loot what they have on them. Those great clubs are going to cause a problem, though. They're going to fill our inventory pretty quick. We can dump them, though. It's not that big of a deal, as long as we don't get fatigued and exhausted and all that good stuff. So, sneaking in would have got us inside of here, and we could have handled this in a number of ways from that point. But I mean, just fighting our way in the front door is no problem. These guys are not that significant of a threat. And we have all the tools we need in order to deal with bad guys at this point. At least, bad guys of which we are relatively on par for where we're supposed to be level-wise.
I've discovered something.
Goodbye. Did they even get a chance to attack? Well, these guys
Do
did.
not falter.
See what forbidden trails look like.
Sweet. Let's go loot this. That's the other coin. Ancient Cyclops coins. So,
Forwards. No, backwards. Backwards.
we are going to be dealing with Cyclops. Lots of barbarians in this act. Also, Cyclopses. And we have sort of dealt with Cyclopses a little before. Actually, the big Cyclops, the giant Cyclops that's out in the dire Gnarl Marches, we haven't actually dealt with yet. Because we couldn't find the location that he's in. We only found the location that his buddies were in. So here's the thing, right?
Step.
I kind of would like to eradicate these clowns with something a little bit more potent than just running in on them. So we could wait for this patrol, and we could probably hit...
I am your shield.
Like, even if we just use regular fireballs for this, I could probably hit 3 targets with a fireball, and I could just, like, triple fireball these spriggans, right? This is something I can do. Alternatively, okay, here's the other thing we could do. We could Sirocco them. And I'm pretty sure I could hit 3 of them with a Sirocco. And then I just need to make sure that my people don't move in. Because that'll take care of everything. Is it worth doing that, though? We're gonna do it.
Dawnflower, guide my hand.
Everybody else, hold. Don't move. So this is Sirocco. to some people, it's kind of a boring spell, because it just keeps knocking people over and exploding them for fire damage. These guys are all dead, though, and it's still going. So what you do, if you're fighting something like the Lich, for example, is if you have access to Sirocco, you cast like all 3 of them on top of where he's going to be. Don't just cast once. Cast it all, like 3 or 4 or whatever, how many times you have access to, all at once on top of him. And let him murder himself inside of it. Every one of them will knock him over. Yep. I mean, how long is this lasting? 1 round per level. So, 12 rounds. Okay. Blast of Furnace Hot Wind blasts downwards, inflicting 4d6 fire damage plus 1 point per caster level to all creatures in the area and knocking them prone. A successful fort save halves the fire damage and negates being knocked prone. So it is a fort save against my fire spell save DC. However, my fire spell save DC is pretty formidable considering I have elemental focus fire, greater elemental focus fire, spell focus evo, greater spell focus evo because it's an evocation spell. Penetration doesn't really help for the DC, but still, greater pen. Oh, we have meta magic as well. Nice. I forgot we picked that up last time. Anyway, this is the downside of Sirocco, though. Like, you can't get in and loot your shit. So, use it carefully. It's a powerful spell.
Trail me.
It's an extremely powerful spell, and you should absolutely love it, especially if you're trying to do things solo. It could be immensely useful. Bucklers and a citrine necklace. I mean, we're still light.
Step.
I'm carrying a bunch of armor and I'm still light, so I'm okay with that. The fact that this is still highlighting is weird. That usually only happens when it's something that you can put something in for some reason.
May I see your entrails, please?
There we go. What's in the chest?
I did as you asked.
That would be remove sickness. 3 scrolls of those. That's cool. I mean, might be useful. Has potential value to me. There is still a little bit more that I want to take a peek at down here, though, before we head in. This is where you would come in by the tree, if we came in by a tree. Ooh, that would... Oh. Hey, we're out of booze!
Go down!
It's a drunk. They're drunk Spriggans. We can get the drop on them.
Slice! Behead!
So it's come to this.
So they are supposed to be like, you come in by this tree and then you see these Spriggans immediately and you think, oh shit, to yourself, and then you realize that they're drunk and they're not really alert, and you can get the jump on them. That's sort of like the purpose of them. Just make you feel good about yourself. Feel good. 8171. So YouTube has been stable since quite a while now. So we appear to be good. We should be able to continue. Let's do a quick channel. And let's get in there, ladies and gentlemen.
We will prevail.
Hi, Spriggans. It's nice to see you. Really nice to see you. Tell you what, though, I'd kind of like if you'd all die. So can you just, like, do that for me? What's Octavia's initiative? 1.5 is pretty solid. And then let's drop a controlled fireball on these guys as well. Somewhere like there.
You can't stop me.
Not too shabby. Could have gone better, but okay. Anything in this room to collect?
How may I help?
Doesn't appear to be. Just come up here, Tristan. I want your eyes with those goggles. No? Alright. Let's take the door, then. Hi! It's me!
I found something.
And that's a trap. So, Octavia, if you could please Perception on that trap was DC
I did
25,
as you asked.
so I'm still pretty much guaranteed to find that. Trickery on this is DC 25. I have 35 modifiers. I rolled a 4. I still got a 39. Yeah, we're good. We're good. This act, we've got no problems. About the troll fort is where, if you build correctly, you start out-modifying all the DCs on stuff, and it's just fantastic. Right, new ancient scrap. That's good. We do want to be as thorough as possible.
What's in wait for me?
I don't remember, and I don't have detailed notes on exactly where all of the relic items are at this point in the game, but I do know vaguely.
Done and done.
Step,
Hi.
step, step.
Another clever leather, scroll of bless, some monies. We are up to medium weight now, which is a little annoying. I'm kind of tempted to drop, what was that? Silver powder. I'm kind of tempted to drop some of these breastplates and stuff that we're carrying. Hey, Spriggans! Spriggansies, there's multiple of them.
Consider
I would consider using Sirocco on something like this if I got the drop on them ahead of time. I would definitely consider it worth it, potentially.
I'll fight if I have to.
Coolio. Let's get this one. Collect all. So we got multiple directions we can go from this point. Let's go through this door. So we can see a couple of Spriggans in here. Octavia's got eyes on them. We could do like an impromptu sneak attack with her.
I won't let you down.
In fact, okay, here's a thing, right? We have access to impromptu sneak attack, and we have sense vitals. We do have sense vitals, yes. It's not on my bar. Did I there's no possible way I didn't take sense vitals. There's a lot of spells that just aren't on my bar here. So, how about we impromptu sneak attack and sense vitals, and then we just go ahead and do this.
Face me if you dare.
That could have been significantly better than that. We're gonna waste our sense vitals, but whatever.
Bring it.
Did we only get 2 rays? I should have checked the combat log there to see how many rays we got. Only 2 hit, at least. Whether we only got 2 or we got 3, only 2 actually hit. Alright, so here's the thing. I want to take these. And then I want to put back all of these breastplates and hide armors and padded armors. And the large shields. What are these worth? 100 gold. So these great clubs are heavy, but they're worth 100 gold at least. These things weigh 30 pounds and they're only worth 50. These weigh 8 and they're worth 100. Yes, please. That puts us back down to light. We're not carrying the absolute complete and utter trash anymore, which is good for us.
I did as you asked.
Wand of Displacement, that's cool.
Forwards. No, backwards.
And what's in the weapon rack? Shitty weapons. Oh, there's a really good greatsword in this act as well. It's a +5, but we already have a +5 great axe, and we use great axes, so it's not that big of a deal to us. Let's check out the bear. Hey, bear. See? Yeah, there you go. The bear is what opens up this other doorway here that lets us out. We'll go upstairs in a little bit. Let's head over here first. How long is Sense Vitals lasting for us? 24 more seconds, okay.
What's in wait
Probably
for
as
me?
long as Sirocco would have lasted.
Let's see what
Surprised we didn't notice you until earlier. Dodgy crossbowman,
Force my
die!
hand.
Oh, there's another one. That's okay. Combat looting, guys. Combat looting. It's important.
They go down.
Stupid Spriggansies. What do we got in here? One more. picking up lots of potions. One thing that I haven't really used in this playthrough at all is potions. I have in the past used potions like rather excessively. Because I'll need like healing in some pretty tough areas and all that kind of stuff, and I don't want to use spells for it, so I'll use potions. And I don't want to rest. I definitely don't want to rest in those situations.
What's that?
So I'll use potions. That is a Jasper is what that is. Totally not a whiny little vampire brat from Twilight.
Time becomes distance.
Anything else in this room? Nothing. Just like Jamundi's stash. Nothing of value was found. Let's head on over here and let's head upstairs now. So this is Magar Varn's little stockade. Fascinating. This is what, his barracks, I guess, this floor? Would this be his keep in general? Or what? Either way, he's got this neat little bear with its, like, hidden lever. I didn't have that. Agai, the biggest brigand, scarred and beaten, bears his rotting teeth. I guess we can't rest even here. The way you treat this guy determines... It doesn't really determine anything of value, but there's some dialogue stuff depending on how you treat him. I bet you followed our trail from our very den. Forcing us from our home wasn't enough. Now you've come to finish us off. Well, Agai will not make this easy for you. Huh? Like you don't know, the cave to the north where I lived my entire life before your kind came. Enough. I'm done running. Yeah, also overgrown cavern. Oh, it's to the north. I thought it was to the south. 720 experience as well. Sweet. Cool! Charge at me. What kind of initiative do we have on Valerie? Not really good enough. God, this is where Chain Lightning would be pretty sweet, though. I don't actually have Hellfire Ray yet, right? No, I need a little bit more for that. I do have 2 spells, though, so we are going to get it right away. Not right away, but soon enough. Tell you what, you just go ahead and Scorching Ray him. That'll be fine. We're not Sirokoing this clown. I'm sorry, Valerie. We could Dragon's Breath, but I'd really prefer to have better protection from fire for that, which means I would have had to have already had the spell on me with Tristan. And Tristan's just a little whiny brat, and he doesn't have the spell on me, so let's just go ahead and drop a controlled fireball in here. It'll be good enough. Tristan, you can also drop a controlled fireball in the middle of this. You don't need to run in there and fight things. Amiri and Ragongar, you get up here and beat the crap out of some peeps. And Lort, you just start killing people. Like, you just do what you do best, Lort. Kill. Oh, that's not a sneak attack, unfortunately. Oh yeah, no, we definitely got full raise there. Fantastic. Go on then. Keep hounding us. Pushing us back. Clearly taking all we had wasn't enough. You attacked the citizens of Varnhold. You think me a fool? You attacked us! In our own home! And now you followed us here to finish the job. How could we possibly bother anyone in an empty city? It was empty before you got here? Who cares? We arrived and no one else was here. We checked for traps, we checked for ambushes, nothing. Totally livable. If I knew you'd follow us, I'd take everyone even further away. Where are all the locals? No clue. Eaten by someone? Just gone? They left their belongings behind, doors wide open. Anyone could walk in and take what they like. It's strange that there were no Spriggans in any of the buildings, like the outbuildings. If they moved in here, clearly wanting to live here. And they only moved into the fort, really. They just had that one patrol of, like, 2 guys outside. I believe that you and your kin aren't to blame for the disappearance of Arnhold citizens. A human wants to help? Sure! I'll be surprised if I'm breathing when we're done. I bet you just want to fight your way in and take my cave for yourself. Good gods, what a stubborn creature you are. Lord grants you not just life, he promises to retrieve your home. You can at least thank the person who could be your executioner. But what do I care? If I'm lucky, you'll both just kill each other. Find an old cave to the south. That's where you'll find the creeps who forced us out. If by some chance you manage to kick them out of there, I'll know. Then we'll talk some more. Don't follow me. Would be nice to just kill these clowns, though, wouldn't it? Goodbye, Spriggans. I'm sorry I killed, like, all of your companions. Like, every single one of them. This is a half-finished letter from Magar Varn.
Forwards!
It's funny how they just
No,
left it
backwards,
here.
Backwards!
Oh no, this is the half-finished letter. I am Baron Magar Varn of Varnhold, and I am writing to inquire about the current state of affairs in your realm. I hope no trouble or pestilence have found their way to your lands. An adventurer by the name of Villas Gunderson retrieved a mysterious bracelet. So Villas is the guy who was going to send us to Candlemere Island, except we dealt with it before he came. And then he came to us saying that the people who he sent were, you know, thieves who stole from him, who, like, swindled him and all this kind of stuff. And then we told him that, you know, the curse there is totally real, and, you know, you should probably help pay to recover it or whatever. And he just kind of, like, effed off at that point. He came out here and he stopped at Varnhold, and he had this bracelet. Ancient ruins scattered across Dunsword. Gunderson kindly turned it over to my court wizard Cephal, who continues to examine it as it lies on the table before me. So this bracelet is a particularly relevant part about what's going on. A letter with threats. Baron Magar Varn, I am writing as your ally and well-wisher. The reason for my letter is the lack of foresight in your actions. You're trying so hard to become friends with this Baron from Shrike. You invite him to pay you a visit and assure him of sincerity, and even send him rich gifts. Have you nothing more to do in your lands? It literally just ends, your friend. If you recall when we spoke to Magar Varn earlier when we visited him and we asked him about his other allies, the other people he's making friends with, he did say he's made friends with some other people. He has some other allies. This is Quarterstaff +2, I think, right? Well, we'll see in a second. Also, Owlbear Omelet and Fallen Warrior's Boots. Fallen Warrior. Okay, I think that's the first of the Fallen Warriors gear that we've gotten, guys. I have very few notes about Fallen Warriors stuff. I do know that there are 6 pieces of it. And I'm pretty sure that that is the only one that's actually in this area. So that's cool.
Wait for me there, I wonder.
Oh, and the Quarterstaff is Crimson Counselor. It's not just a +2. What is it? Where the hell are you, Crimson Counselor? Enhancement. It is a +2. Fire Gemstone Monk Weapon. The staff contains 6 charges that are replenished each day by spending 3 charges. Its wielder may cast Fireball, and by spending 2 charges, they may cast Scorching Ray. So you can cast a couple Fireballs with a monk weapon, Quarterstaff +2. So if you're using a Quarterstaff monk build, for example, you can cast a couple Fireballs, which could be potentially useful for you. Okay, so we know a bit about what happened with Magar Varn and the people of Varnhold. We handled the bear, and that opens the doorway to let us out, which is the quick exit in order to get out here.
Time becomes distance.
I feel like, was there not something over there? No, okay. I'm just crazy. That's where the tree cuts off and you can't get past that. Okay. Never mind. So what we need to do is go check out the Overgrown Cavern, right? That's the next thing in here. Varnhold is a ghost town. Vortikai. This cryptic word must be connected to everything going on around here. But what or who is this Vortikai? Vortikai's tomb is sort of like the major capstone to this whole arc of the story. Vortikai's tomb is a really sweet place. We definitely want to do that. I think there's some soul eaters there as well. It doesn't actually explicitly say go take a look at... it doesn't actually say go take a look at the Spriggan's Cave. Oh, Raven. Huge black bird sitting on a high fence by the exit. Hypocrite! Yeah, this bird says different things depending on how you dealt with that Spriggan. What did you say? What's the point in your false pity for these fools you allowed to live? With no shelter, no family, and no homeland? Always on the run? All you did is prolong their suffering and take pride in your chivalry. I don't care where they go or what happens to them. My, a talking crow. Now, if you said anything worth hearing, that'd be impressive indeed. Thrall. Fantastic. Why are you here? Are you one of the thieves that tried this miserable settlement? That lived in this miserable settlement? I stole nothing. Who are you? What do you know about the vanishing of Varnhold? Only that the people of this dusty village were thieves. Thieves and bandits who didn't respect the law. And who know their place. Inferior beings don't dare touch which belongs to their masters. Who are you? I'm not from Varnhold, but I'll find out what happened here. You? What arrogance! What pride, you thrall! Do not follow one crime with another. You will suffer the same fate. Who are you? I am Lort. Tell me who you are. And it buggers off. That little fucking asshole. Well, let's go check out this overgrown cavern for the Spriggans, shall we? I believe that today will not be the longest stream we've ever done. It'll be a relatively short one. I've got other things I need to take care of, but I definitely wanted to play today. It's been a couple days since we've played, and I really wanted to get some gaming in tonight. I have been thinking about all kinds of builds that I can do for, like, maybe not a solo playthrough, but a either duo or trio playthrough. With, like, you get more XP if you flag the option to only share XP amongst the party that's here. You get more XP if you have less than 6 people in the group. So if you do like 1, 2, or 3 people, you can get a crap ton of experience. But like a trio group, like, I don't know, I really do like this fighter duelist with a little bit of rogue to get uncanny dodge build. There is another way to get uncanny dodge though. Bards. Not the regular bard, but the archaeologist bard has... I can't bring it up here. The archaeologist bard has access to uncanny dodge at level 2. So you only need to take 2 levels in that to get that.
Backwards!
You lose, like, you know, sneak attack and rogue abilities as a result of that. We definitely wanted rogue for Ragongar because we get weapon finesse and finesse training as a rogue, both of which are really useful to us. Without finesse training, we would have needed slashing grace. Oh, see, it is to the south. You said it was to the north, but this is definitely to the south. That was the wrong way. My bad. Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes. Ooh, it's a not actually random encounter. What is this one going to be? I don't remember. What would be scripted at this point? Hi, scripted encounter. Oh, it's the barbarians. Okay, I'm pretty sure this encounter, having a Miri with us, is going to allow us not to have to fight them, I think. I might be totally wrong, though. Hey, you're from the north, right? Which tribe? Oh, sorry. You're from the Northright Witch tribe. They were talking to her. I'm by myself. Wait, isn't that the gall of 6 bears kicked out? Isn't that the gal the 6 bears kicked out? Because they were scared that if a woman touched a sword, their balls would fall off? Just let bygones be bygones. I walk with him now. Look at that woman. I think she needs help. So the barbarians have a woman here. So you lead this group then. I'm Nober. We're from Numeria, part of the Tiger Lord's tribe. We're just minding our own business here. Not looking to pick a fight. We don't want any trouble, and we're not after anyone. One of you seems to be sick. Can I help? That'd be welcome. I caught blue spits somewhere in the Barrens. I can pay for the healing in gold. I've never seen such an unusual disease. There are tons of diseases in Numeria that you wouldn't find anywhere else. I guess they came along with those falling stars. Fungi, mechanical parasites, brain-eating worms. Fun to be had at every step. No charge. We're not beggars. Great. So I get some gold. Praise Sarenrae! This affliction responds to regular magic. I would not have been surprised if such strange symptoms were resistant to common methods of curing. Though, had that been the case, I am certain you would have found a way to manage it. You're pretty far from home. Not so far. The Tiger Lords travel around a lot. From the World Wound to Ibaria. Hell, these lands were once practically home to us. We used to clear them damn Fae from the Gnarl Marches on a regular basis. Well, now we're here again. That's the nomad life, you see. Never know where you find yourself tomorrow. Do you know anything about what's going on in Varnhold? Varnhold? Never heard of it. Whatever's going on there, we got nothing to do with it. What are you searching for? No idea, really. Dagath just said we should search for caves and ancient ruins, and he'd tell us if it was what we're looking for. You ask me, we're just wasting our time out here. But Chieftain knows best. Who's Dagath? An old cleric. He's seen a lot. He knows a lot. And it seems like he's the only one who has any idea what the hell we're looking for out here. Are you the only group here? You kidding? Of course not. Our main camp's over the hills here. If you're feeling gutsy, come pay us a visit. Have you found anything interesting? I wish. We've been searching the area for days now, but all we found was a cave with some grime-faced half-man. No ancient ruin, no treasures, not a damn thing. Safe travels. I think there was stuff on this map, if I remember correctly. We can snoop around a little bit. There's a little bit on here. Edible moss. This stuff, there'll be a relic in this. Probably not anything special. A Cyclops coin. Cool. Cyclops coin is nice. Oh, there's some herbs down there as well. So let's scan the rest of the map here, see what else we can find real quick, and go from there. Let's take these herbs. Anything over here? I don't think so.
Step, step, step!
Doesn't look like it. We can't get up there. Can we go over this way anymore? No, not really. No. Okay. Well, let's pass on through. I thought there was more on this map, but I guess I am wrong. There was a Cyclops coin though, which is a big deal. I do kind of want to play with the DLC characters as well. Characters? I don't know. Whatever. I kind of want to play with the DLC people as well. Could be a cool way of getting multiple different types of resources if you need them. Let's continue to the overgrown cavern because that's where we're headed. Now, if I recall correctly, there are some items in the overgrown cavern that we're going to care about. There's the Kelid Barbarian camp all the way out on the eastern edge of the map. Let's have a quick rest. There is a lot of exploring we can do out over here. We We do need to keep on pace, though, because eventually we end up in a situation where we could have a time game over and Varnhold vanishing if we don't. Alright. Hey, look, it's barbarians! Hey, I met your people. Hey, who's that walking over there? It's dangerous to walk around here. Better turn back. Okay, yeah, Amiri here. Peace. If you want to speak with our elders or spend the night, you may enter. Just don't expect a free dinner. This is the map where
Trail me.
they get a little bit pissy at us if we start looting them. Like, we could go and loot stuff, but I believe they get a little bit irritated at us if we
What's in wait for me there?
do stuff in front of them. But I'm pretty sure we probably have all of the skills we need to defuse the situation, so I'm still just going to loot everything they got and go with it that way. It's not an excessively large map either. So this is the cave that the guys came from, the Spriggans came from. These barbarians came in and basically kicked them out by the looks of it.
I did as you
If
asked.
we want to follow along. Those are just +4s, yeah. This is like the 5th or 6th set of bracers +4 that we've seen, and I have 2 sets of +5s. And 1 set of +8s. So, yeah. Oh, there is in this act, I don't think it's till way near the end, but there is in this act a physical perfection belt. +4, I think. So it's +4 to strength, dex, and con. And I think there's also a mental perfection +4. It's not a cool hat like this. It's just a headband, sort of like this thing here, a vast intelligence, except it's mental perfection. So it adds +4 to all 3 of the cognitive stats, which would be pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, I don't have anybody who I really, really desperately want to use that. I don't have anybody built up that way. It's particularly useful for like
Becomes distant.
fighter classes who need 2 mental stats, so they need like charisma because they're a scaled fist, but they also need intelligence to cast spells, or intelligence because they're a duelist, or intelligence because they're a sword saint, or whatever. Bolga! Hi, Bolga! Half-orc woman. Huh, guests, who are you? If you're a friend, take a sleep by the fire and let's talk. I'm Bolga from the Tiger Lord's tribe. I lead this group. The Spriggans who live in this cave are under my protection. Please leave so they can return to their home. Let's just go straight to business. Huh, what? Those ugly things? Are you crazy? We can intimidate her. We have a +25. We can Diplo. We have a +23. We have a +23 on bluff as well. So we can just, pass any of these. Let's intimidate. Fine. Have it your way. I feel like I wanted to beat the shit out of them instead of just tell them to leave. But if you tell them to leave, you can loot them without having to worry about any of this stuff.
Forwards!
You actually have to pass
No,
another check
backwards,
to loot them
backwards!
otherwise. Otherwise, you just have to fight them, which, I mean, is totally acceptable as well. Not that, they have anything of particular value here.
Step, step, step!
Anyway, the Spriggans said, we will know if you deal with this for us. It actually isn't a quest anywhere. The whole dealing with helping the Spriggans thing is not actually a quest anywhere.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
He just said, oh, I'll know if you deal with this. And I'll come see you. Blah, 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 blah. Well, that's a little annoying, is what that is. Anyway, there is now a new event at the Overgrown Cavern. Let's revisit the Overgrown Cavern again. Silly game mechanics are silly, ladies and gentlemen.
Trail me.
Is there not actually a new event here? Hey look, it's Spriggans. Hey, a guy. Now that you're back, can I just kill you? I promised to help you recover your home, and I've done just that. Aye. 1400 experience for that? That's kind of crazy. You could at least thank me. Well, I wasn't expecting any gratitude, and you certainly didn't disappoint. Did they do anything? Stole some traps, scattered the beds, threw away all their food. Or maybe I stole all your food. I don't know. I'm obviously whittling stakes to make traps. Of course you are. Or don't walk around here at all. Yeah, sure. You're secretive people. I mean, we've been going the Diplo route with these guys, so let's continue to use the Diplo route. Fine, ask, but I won't tell you where my provisions are. You're related to gnomes? Yes, unfortunate enough to share common blood. You don't look much like them. They're noisy, restless, and weak. Yeah, these Spriggans, bro, these Spriggans, they're not the most social creatures, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. Further we are from them, the better. They don't bother us, we don't bother them. Cool. How are you doing? Been through worse. Sure. Okay.
Becomes distance.
Alright, there you go. Congratulations on getting your cave back, bro. I am fairly certain, if memory serves me correctly, we could have handled this situation differently and had more information about what's going on at this point. It was empty when they got here. They must be lying, right? If not, who or what drove the Spriggans from their home? Well, barbarians, it looks like. Alright, cool.
Forwards. No, backwards. Backwards!
So we can explore the area a little bit, I suppose. I see no reason why not. These load times don't seem too obscene yet. We could go to fancy places that definitely look like they could be useful to us, like Unfinished Clearing, Shallow Gulch, Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes. Definitely sounds more interesting. Precipice Trail, Ghost Stone. These sound fantastic. Also, we do have a lead to go to the Kelid Barbarian camp, which could be pretty useful to us. So maybe we'll head up towards the Kelid Barbarian camp, going in that direction, right? Makes sense. Hey, Sepulchre of Forgotten Heroes. Nice to see you. I'm just gonna really quickly rest here. I don't think I actually used any spells since my last rest, but just in case, let's get them all back. It's gonna take minimal time to rest anyway, and let's head on in. Which map is this? Yeah. We got a big old door is what we got. Search for a way to unlock the door. You can't find any physical mechanisms. It seems the door must be opened through some magical means. Use Detect Magic. It radiates Fate Transmutation Aura. Try to force it open. Leave. So
What's
sad.
in wait for me there, I
so
wonder?
sad.
Here.
You know, I'm kind of intrigued at the idea
This didn't work. I
of
must be
dispelling
doing
magic on this thing. Too bad. Too bad. I don't have greater dispel magic, do I? No? Alright. Anyway. We'll take a peek in the future. Let's head over to the barbarian camp, and we will visit with them a little bit, and see if we can get any more information about what's been going on in this neighborhood. One of the cool things about this, though, is that we are out in the open, and we can travel quickly. Also, new locations, new things to fight, new things to get items from. That's a bunch of goblins that just rolled initiative. I only see these first two. There's almost definitely some out in these other areas. Also, new map? Maybe not a new map, but
Stay behind
certainly
me.
looks a little different. Let's kill this alchemist. And then this alchemist. They don't have any alchemists there. Those are all Sly Eyes. I don't really care about Sly Eyes. Yeah, Lurt just murdered them. Like, shot both of these ones, shot that one. It's just like shoot, 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 dead, dead, dead. That's what they get for being goblins and wanting to fight against me at this point in the game. Masterwork? Yes! Masterwork on the alchemist. It's also a composite. Nice. We do need to build up our money. We will be upgrading to a city eventually, and when we get to our city, we are definitely going to want to purchase some new stuffs. Hey, barbarian camp! Nice to see you. Welcome to the Stolen Lands, brother barbarians.
Step, step, step.
On the low grounds among the hills, some Nemurian barbarians had set up camp. Well, obviously set up recently as a place to rest, it was thoroughly constructed. Along with the stake palisade, the Nemurians had reinforced their camp with a deep moat. Spotting the body of some unlucky thief at the bottom, it seemed they made a good call. Guarding the entrance was our old acquaintance Nober, the man whose group we met in the hills previously. While his greeting was none too friendly, he did invite us to enter, and led us to meet his leader. We were led to the man named Dugath, a middle-aged Kelid with gorgeous mane, once charcoal black, now salt and pepper, as well as bronze skin hardened by sun, wind, and time, to the point that it almost looked like oak bark. Speaking with assertive tones, he invited us to dine with the Tiger Lords. That was the name of their tribe, and spend the night in their camp. Any business we might have with the tribe, he said, could be discussed in the morning, once everyone was rested and refreshed. Not wanting to offend the barbarians, who'd proven to be commendably hospitable, we accepted the invitation. Within minutes, we were seated at the bonfire with goblets in our hands. As guests, our goblets were wrought of skillfully decorated silver, with intricate carvings depicting scenes of battle. "Do as I do," Amiri whispered in the Baron's ear. "They really care about tradition here." The cupbearer filled everyone's goblets with wine. When Dugath raised his cup, officially starting the feast, the Baron drained his goblet to the dregs. Shall we place our faith in Amiri and follow her example? Very well. To my utter surprise, our barbarian friend spilled her wine on the ground, and the Baron followed her example. I thought the Nemurians would be enraged, but they all followed suit. It was apparently a barbarian tradition, offering the first cup to the spirits. Only after the cupbearer filled their goblets again did the Nemurians start to drink, and so did we. The main course, unsurprisingly, was meat. While hunting in the hills, the Nemurians had killed a deer and 2 wild boars, and now roasted over an open fire. As the tribe's guests, we were offered the best pieces. Fierce in battle, the Nemurians were equally fierce at the table. They frantically tore the meat apart with knives, bare hands, and teeth. I'm surprised they used knives. As though attacking the throats of their worst enemies rather than eating roast venison. Only one camp inhabitant didn't join for dinner. Far from the festivities, a slim woman wrapped in gray cloak sat alone, her face hidden behind a piece of cloth. She was so quiet and still at first, I didn't realize she'd been a living being at all. The Baron demanded she be invited to the table. I didn't notice her, just decided it would be wiser to ignore her, ask the Tiger Lords who she was. Glancing cautiously between Dugath and the woman, one Numerian explained that the woman was one of the defaced sisters, half priestess, half wizard. While they may travel along with the Numerians, they had never ate at the same table. Judging by the tones the barbarians used when speaking of the woman, it was easy to tell that none of them held any warm feelings towards the defaced sisters. After everyone had eaten their fill, it was time for entertainment. The barbarians began singing and drawling song in their guttural language known as Hallett. Later, one of the Numerians explained that it was a ballad about a brother and sister who defeated a huge metal spider, like Wild Wild West style. The song that followed was a comedic piece about the adventures of a stupid werewolf. The Numerians all sang it together. It wasn't clear that each of them knew that one by heart. Almost everybody clapped the rhythm, though some thumped their knife handles on their shields, and our half-orc acquaintance Bolga accompanied the song on a vargan. So Bolga is here again. Once the song was over, Dugath appealed to his guests, us, to surprise our hosts. The Baron decided our best choice would be a friendly sparring match, the tale of how we defeated the Stag Lord, or a demonstration of some magic tricks. So these guys don't appear to like magic all that much. They do, however, apparently love to tell stories. So let's tell some stories. Should we have Ragongar do this? No, we'll have Valerie do it. Our tale of battle and heroic deeds was just what the barbarians were looking for. They listened eagerly, chimed in on every detail, and laughed and clapped at the most epic moments. Even Dugath found himself smiling and nodding as he listened to our story. Fantastic. Finally, the drinking and singing came to an end. Only the bones remained from the feast, and the bonfire had burned down to ash. Satisfied, the Numerians retired to their tents, where I murdered them all.
I haven't seen my sisters for several days. I'm afraid they may be in trouble.
See, these are portraits that should be available to you to use in character creation.
This whole land is nothing but trouble. You want me to risk my life and the lives of my people to do your dirty work? Go ahead, ask Armagh to give the order. Oh, but Armagh stayed back in Numeria, which means I am the one making the decisions here.
But what about my sisters? Something terrible could happen to them.
You sisters insisted on this expedition, so it's your price to pay. With your blood, not ours. Something terrible could happen, you say? It is too late for that. We already lost good men on this pointless journey to nowhere. Whatever Armagh needs, it's not here, and it wasn't here from the start. But you didn't come here for him, did you? You came for your own reasons. You want some magic toy that once belonged to the ancient Cyclops. Well, I'm not leading my men to their deaths for that.
Sounds very relevant, potentially, to what is going on. You know how you can tell? Ancient Cyclops, toy, ancient magic. Also, fully voice-acted conversation. Intense hint that this is what is required for the main storyline.
Dugath.
This conversation is over. You want help? Why not ask our guests to help you? If you can afford their rates, that is. As for me, my single remaining goal is to get my people home alive, and well, and as soon as possible.
Good morning. Well, let's get down to business, shall we? Introductions aren't necessary, Baron. I know who you are. Let's discuss how we can be useful to one another. Do you know anything about what happened in Barnhold?
Varnold, huh? Isn't that the village Maegor Varn got from the Ristovik Sword Lords? I know Varn. He's not the best fighter, but not the worst. As for what happened there, I wouldn't know. Wish I knew who these witches are and where they came from. Our chieftain, the great Armagh, spirits
Praise
person,
Armagh!
trusts them as if they were holy oracles.
Let's go play Dwarf
He
Fortress.
sent us with them to these dead hills, and none but the sisters and the chieftain himself know why. Who am I to confront the chieftain? So now we wander these lands, chasing the unknown.
How you know
How
me?
do you think? We keep an eye on everything that happens in the region. It's smart to know our potential employers and our potential enemies.
Yes, it is smart. And I'm kind of surprised that, as the ruler of this land for a decent amount of time now, we don't have anybody keeping tabs on what the shit is going on in it. Although technically we aren't the ruler of this land, are we? We haven't actually claimed Silverstep, have we? And we might actually be in toward the Lebanese at this point. I'm not actually sure where the borders of those happen. But either way, how could we be useful
I'm
to each
afraid
other?
we can't. At least not yet. I'd be happy to take a new job, but our chieftain's orders were strict. Search the location and come back with a report. But if you could help us here, say, by finding whatever these witch sisters are looking for, or maybe just making them disappear forever. Mark my word, Baron. The Tiger Lords never forget those who helped them.
Disappear, you say? That can easily be arranged.
What'd you manage so far?
None of your business, actually. But just to reassure you, we weren't
Just
sneaking
ask
into
us to
your
help
land
him.
without permission. I'll answer. It was magic. The sisters opened some strange tunnel, and we used it to get here from Numeria. Gorham witnessed my words. I'm no coward, but I'd rather march for a month through all the river kingdoms than use that damned tunnel again. It was strange, wrong, just like those witches themselves.
Yeah. Okay. What are you looking
I
for
wish
here?
I knew. The sisters are looking for something, but they won't tell anyone what it is. I guess it's some antique that used to belong to the Cyclops. Some magic trinket or something. As for me, the only thing I'm looking for is a good reason to quit this nonsense and return to Numeria as soon as possible.
I mean, sounds like that good reason of yours could just be, okay, I'm done here and return. Like, you don't sound like your heart is in it. Do you even know what the importance of this thing you're looking for is?
Is this how you serve your liege?
Don't confuse our chieftains with your kings, knight. It's the chieftain who swears an oath to the tribe, not the other way around. Liege. I was one of the tribe's elders when he was in his first teeth.
How'd it go?
If we did, do you think we'd still be here now? The only thing to be found in these hills is one's own death. A group of my men entered a cave that turned out to be a spriggan.
Yeah, I kinda
They
dealt with that.
barely survived the encounter. Also, we found the ruins of some old tower.
I saw that on the map.
Ancient
I haven't
as the
been there
world
yet.
itself, and useless as this expedition. There is nothing to be found here, except, like I said, for one's own death.
Okay. So, we can give them a hand, and it sounds like it would be relevant to our current situation. Our people are sort of scattered around, but we do have control over them. It's not like this is a capital-style rest location or anything. So we will continue from here next time. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. Not a long stream, just a short little one. Certainly longer than a normal YouTube video, though. And I will continue with Varnhold Vanishing, where we'll speak to some more people in this location, and then we're going to head out and continue this quest line. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Liz. This has been Pathfinder Kingmaker. I know it was a short little stream today, quaint one, but I wanted to play. I really, really wanted to play. I didn't want this to be another day where I don't play at all, but I do have some other stuff I have to take care of. So, good night, and bye-bye.